Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going inside security and commodity exchanges. Basically, we're getting the SCIS FNX industry explained. Now, whether you're an active day trader, a long-term investor, or just someone who happens to have a retirement account, these massive entities are literally the fundamental plumbing of our global financial markets. They dictate exactly how your capital moves, how it grows, and how it stays protected.
To really wrap our heads around this, we're grounding our explainer today in the official SASB and IFRS sustainability standards. These provide just an absolutely incredible blueprint for how these complex organizations actually report their risks, their operations, and their true value to investors. So everything we're about to cover, it's built on rigorous, data-driven authority right out of the gate.
All right, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The SICS FNX industry. 2. Promoting market transparency. 3. Managing conflicts of interest. 4. Technology risks and continuity. And finally, number 5, future trends and competition. Okay, let's dive right in.
Section 1. The SIX industry.
At their absolute core, these exchanges are the ultimate centralized hubs for trading capital. You know, while physical trading floors definitely still hold that nostalgic value, we've all seen the movies with the shouting and the paper flying, today's landscape is overwhelmingly different. It's a high-speed, invisible electronic arena that's matching buyers and sellers all over the globe in fractions of a millisecond.
So you might be wondering, how do they actually make their money? Well, it's essentially a highly sophisticated toll booth. Their primary revenue streams flow directly from fees for listing services, trade execution fees, and clearing market transactions. Basically, they generate massive revenue just by facilitating the game and making sure everyone applies the rules.
Section 2. Promoting market transparency. Because they basically control the game board, exchanges have an immense responsibility to promote transparency and ensure equal access for everyone. A really fascinating tool they use to do this is the trading halt. Now, stopping trading entirely sounds pretty alarming, right? But temporarily suspending a security because of, say, a major unannounced merger or some erratic order imbalance actually prevents market panic. It gives all participants a chance to digest that new information equally instead of just letting a few insiders profit off the chaos.
And let me tell you, there is strict accountability here. Under those SASB metrics we mentioned, exchanges have to rigorously track and publicly report the total number of market halts related to public information releases. They also track short-term pauses caused by extreme market volatility. They even measure the exact average duration of these pauses in minutes. This hard data proves whether they're actively and responsibly managing market volatility. Now, transparency also means tracking who, or actually what, is doing the trading. Exchanges must report the exact percentage of total trades generated from automated or algorithmic trading systems. We are talking about algorithms executing pre-programmed instructions in microseconds, literally faster than the flap of a hummingbird's wing. And while that massive scale totally boosts trading volume and revenue, it also introduces some severe regulatory and volatility risks. Think about sudden flash crashes, where algorithms just trigger massive sell-offs in a matter of seconds. To further level the playing field and protect human traders from unfair disadvantages, exchanges enforce incredibly strict alert policies regarding public information releases. They heavily manage exactly when listed companies are allowed to release market-moving news. This ensures fair, complete, and simultaneous access to information for absolutely everyone. No head starts.
Section 3. Managing conflicts of interest.
So, a lot of exchanges operate as self-regulatory organizations, or SROs. Basically, that means they police their own members. And that leads to a pretty glaring question. How on earth do exchanges regulate themselves while simultaneously trying to maximize their own profits? I mean, there is a massive inherent tension here. Rapid innovation boosts exchange profitability, but they're also the ones tasked with overseeing the trading, ensuring fair access, and basically blowing the whistle on their highest-paying clients if they break the rules. And if an exchange decides to prioritize profit over its oversight duties, the fallout is absolutely devastating. Exchanges must track and disclose all monetary losses from legal proceedings associated with some pretty severe pitfalls. We're talking fraud, insider trading, antitrust issues, market manipulation, and malpractice. Failing as a self-regulatory organization results in adjudicative proceedings, incredibly hefty fines, and reputational damage that can completely destroy customer trust. To avoid those massive fines and preserve market integrity, exchanges implement some incredibly rigorous corporate monitoring policies.
They actively educate their broker-dealer members, and they even build technical compliance tripwires directly into their trading software to catch manipulation as it happens. But maybe most importantly, they'll often just delegate some of their self-regulatory powers directly to independent third-party organizations. That completely removes the conflict of interest from the equation.
Section 4. Technology risks and continuity. In an industry that is almost entirely reliant on IT infrastructure, technology failures are quite literally an existential threat. So when a market disruption happens, SAB standards require exchanges to meticulously document the entire cascade of the event, first identifying the root cause. Was it a cyber attack or just a massive power loss? Next, tracking the exact scope of the market disruption and the downtime. And finally, detailing the specific corrective actions they implemented to make sure it never, ever happens again.
But look, tech risks go way beyond just system downtime. They also include your deeply sensitive financial data that's constantly flowing through these networks. Exchanges are required to disclose the total volume of data breaches. But more importantly, they drill down into the sensitivity, specifically what percentage or personal data breaches that exposed individual identities. And they have to measure the real human impact by reporting the exact number of unique customers affected.
Section 5. Future Trends and Competition.
The landscape of this industry is evolving incredibly rapidly right now. First off, there's the rising threat of alternative trading platforms. Things like dark pools and digital platforms are offering much cheaper trades, which is actively eating away at the traditional exchange's toll booth revenue. Simultaneously, global financial regulators are demanding much higher standards for transparency and stability. And beyond just financial capital, there is a massive push for exchanges to require ESG disclosures, that's environmental, social, and governance data, from their listed entities. Which really leaves us with this final question. Can traditional exchanges evolve fast enough to balance the immense demand from algorithms and traders for ultra-cheap trades with the global regulatory need for absolute market stability and transparency? It's a serious tightrope walk over a global financial safety net. And remember, whether you are a day trader or not, your retirement funds, your pension, and the broader economy rely entirely on these systems successfully navigating this exact future. Definitely something to think about the next time you hear the opening bell ring. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.